You're on Outside the Beltway. I'm John Fredericks, and I am your blowtorch of free speech in America, your oracle of the deplorables. We're in West Virginia today, in God's country, Fairmont, West Virginia, just outside of Motown, in Morgantown, where the baseball team, Mountaineer baseball team, ready to roll. We got to interview all the key players at the women's championship Big Ten 12 basketball team at the game yesterday. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. Having a lot of fun here. Guess what? In West Virginia, this is West Virginia Day because I'm here. So if you're in Atlanta, you're like, what's the deal with West Virginia? I'll get to the Peach Crew later. I'll get to Philadelphia soon. Don't worry about it. It's all good. You got to roll with the punches here, baby. I'm in God's country. When in God's country, do what God's country people do. West Virginia stuff, right? Got to do that. Speaking of that, the 4th annual Spring West Virginia Tattoo Expo is here, located at the Morgantown Event Center, baby. The expo is going to run April 10th to 12th. Of course I'm going. Come on, man. You know me. There will be on-site tattooing and piercing from over 200 artists, not into the piercing thing, sorry. Multitudes of vendors, contests, a Miss Tattooed West Virginia pageant. Oh, I'm not going to miss that. Would have missed that for the world, man. Let's go. And more. This will be premier tattoo event in the state. So you got to check this out if you're into body art, like some of us are, yours truly included. The expo is open to the public, and kids under 12 are free with a paying adult. So keep that in pass. Day pass is only $20. A weekend pass is $50 with a $5 discount to students and military with ID. And remember, you can't get a tattoo until you're 18. State law. Federal, I think. 18 is the minimum. But remember, you get that tattoo, it pretty much stays there for life. Oh, man, then you got to take care of them. That's the other thing. But the best thing about mine is as you get older, you can't let your arms get flabby because I have 2 sleeves. So that's not good. That is really not a good look. So it forces you to do push-ups or got to do something because you cannot let your arms get flabby. So there is a hidden benefit there. Plus, you got to take care of them. It's not for the squeamish or the faint of heart. Okay, I don't know how I got off on that topic, but Tattoo Expo, West Virginia, you can get there by going to Tattoo Expo. Okay, let's get to Mark A. Vargas, editor-in-chief of the Illinois Review Iraqi Task Force, officer of the Secretary of War. And Mark, great to have you with us.
Great to be with you, John. How are you?
When was the last time we saw each other? Israel?
Israel. That's right, in August.
That was hot there, right? But remember, I think one of the highlights of that was going into the old city. Of course, I'm Catholic, so that was a highlight of my trip, and probably for a long time was going to the old city and going to the Catholic Church and seeing seeing the tomb where Jesus was. They still had it there, and the mound where his cross was, and being able to kneel on that, touch it, pray on it. That was certainly the highlight for me as a Catholic.
It was, and I returned in January, and it was freezing cold, and I needed a winter jacket. So the vibe was much different this time than we were there in August.
All right, break down the Iraqi war.
Well, what's going on in Iran?
Iranian war. I'm sorry, the Iranian war.
Listen, John. President Trump, dare I say it, had the testicular virility to do what no other president should have done, but didn't do, and that was to take out the head of the snake. John, I served on an Iraq task force as a civilian, traveling to Baghdad 14 times through the Office of the Secretary of War from 07 to 10. And we were in the green zone most of the time. The rockets and mortars flying into the green zone targeting American service members, American civilians, and contractors were all made in Iran. Route Irish, the dangerous road from Camp Victory, the airport, to the green zone, was littered with IEDs. Where were those IEDs made? Made in Iran. Since 2006, Iran has funded and backed over 1,000 terror attacks. They've killed over 600 U.S. service members. Think about this. The killing of just one U.S. service member is technically an act of war. Iran has killed over 600 U.S. service members and maimed thousands more. Iran has funded terrorist regimes like Hezbollah and Hamas and Houthi, 700 million a year to Hezbollah, 100 million a year to Hamas. As you know, Hamas uses women and children as human shields. They launch rockets and mortars from the tops of hospitals and schools, hoping that you fire back and kill innocent children and innocent patients. They needed to be taken out a long time, but President Trump's bold leadership and his plan of becoming a peacemaker throughout the world. That's what he talked about during his inaugural, to be a peacemaker. Well, you can't make peace throughout the world without targeting the world's funder of terrorism and state sponsors of terrorism. And so taking out Iran was huge. The world and the United States are going to be a heck of a lot safer because of it.
Mark, let me ask you this. Report from the New York Times, basically one of the Iranians that they were able to interview there said that if this bombing goes on for another 10 days, Tehran will be basically a pile of ashes. And that seems to be the military objective of both Israel and the United States. Do you agree with that strategy?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a short war. This is not the Iraq war. It's not Iraq 2.0. It's not even apples and oranges, John. It's day and night. So far, we've hit 5,000 targets. We've destroyed 50 vessels. I just saw earlier on Fox News that we've also taken out over a dozen of their mining ships where they can place these landmines. We've got Israel hitting over 3,000 targets on their own. We are decimating their infrastructure, decimating their weapons and nuclear capabilities, taking out their top leadership structure. This is absolutely essential, but I don't anticipate this to be a long war, or as I call it, air campaign.
When do you think we'll be out?
I think over the next 3 weeks. I mean, you think about these targets. These are strategic targets. They're not launching $1 million missiles to the ass of a camel. They are hitting strategic spots, and we've hit 7,000 now in total just between two countries. And we've taken out their Navy. I don't think they have any more Navy ships because we've bombed them all. So I think maybe a couple more weeks. President Trump is so strategic. He knows exactly what we need to hit, and we're hitting them hard. We're decimating their structure. And again, I think in the next couple of weeks, President Trump's right. This is not going to be any more than a 4 or 5 week campaign.
That's kind of what I think. I think by the first, second week in April, when they have nothing, you just leave and say, declare victory, because they stated 4 objectives. And I just got to keep saying this to our audience because everybody's getting very nervous here. 1, take out their ballistic missiles. We're well on the way to doing that. 2, eliminate any capability for them to get a nuclear bomb. That is about done. 3, and not sink their Navy. No Navy ships. That is about done. And number 4, cut off the funding to their proxies, Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas. That's already done. So we're 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks from that, maybe 2, I don't know. But I don't really care about regime change. You?
Well, it's certainly going to be important. And listen, what is great about this strategy is that President Trump's got the whole region supporting this. They've got real skin in the game. So they want to make sure that the next leadership team in there is not going to be going back. We're not going to be going backwards and funding terrorists. And so you've got, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait, UAE, Jordan, all in support of this. But this isn't about regime change. It's about ending the flow of money for terrorists, and it's about securing our country and securing the rest of the world. This is part of President Trump's plan, peacemaker. You can't make peace without taking out the world's enemies.
Mark, there is reported division within MAGA, within America First movement, within Trump's base about this war. I did a narrative earlier today where I think it's basically phony. You got a couple of people with outsized media influence: Alex Jones, Steve Bannon, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly. Right? These are 5 people. There's a handful of others, but those are the big ones. Do you sense the divide within our movement the way the fake news is positioning it?
I do not. And we've got some carnival barkers out there, but I think the average American understands the threat to our country, particularly, John, over the last 4 years of Biden's open borders. allowing these proxies and sleeper cells to enter our country, no questions asked, set up shop and monitor, and just sit and wait until they get their call sign. But no, I think President Trump's the support. Look at the Iranians all over the world. What I thought was remarkable, John, is they were celebrating because they know what this regime has done to people. They know that their capabilities in taking out the entire Western Hemisphere and death to America, that children are taught that from 5 years old to kill as many Americans as you possibly can. And so what's interesting is you've got Iranians around the world that are more pro-American than our own Democrat party. And so I think people understand the long-term picture that President Trump has created and that he is the peacemaker, and that we do have to take these bad actors, eliminate them so that we can have a safer, more prosperous country.
I think that's the key. And I think, look, I am 100% in favor of what President Trump has done. No other president has done this. We've been suffering here for 50 years. I'm so sick of it. Finally we got a president that's got, you called it testicle fortitude, got the balls to go in there and take him out. And the world is going to be better off. But the main thing is Americans are going to be better off in the long run. And I'm kind of with you 3-4 weeks, Mark, and we're good to go. Great to see you again, Mark.
God bless. Take care, my friend. Enjoy.
Hey, wait a minute. People want to follow you. Where do they go?
They can follow me on X at Mark A. Vargas. They can follow IllinoisReview.com, where we're hammering our 800-pound health czar, J.B. Pritzker, every single day. And they can follow my Newsmax column called The Potomac Perspective, where I'm talking a lot about these foreign policy Iranian topics.
All right. What did you call Pritzker?
Our 800-pound health czar.
Is it mean to make fun of his overweight status?
I've been told that he hates when people make fun of his weight, which is why it's encouraged me to amp it up 10 times even more.
All right, Mark Vargas. Well, you're in pretty good shape, so you have a right to do that. Me, I've got a long way to go before I can get there. But thank you. Always good to see you, Mark. You look great, by the way.
Thank you.
You look great. We'll see each other again soon. That's why I love having a guest on that I haven't seen in a while. It's the only way I catch up with them. So my best to you and your family, Mark.
Tell your wife hello. Take care.
Johnny Gordon next. Keep it right here.